You hungry? Hey, Ma! Can we get some meatloaf?
This has like a mom's basement kind of feel.
Mom! Mom! Mom!
Still some stuff in the basement.
What basement?
Mom's Basement with Joe Frank. That is quite possibly the dumbest thing I think you've ever said. And Corey Diab.
I can't believe I take part in this show.
And we're back. Mom's Basement has returned back on YouTube and iTunes. Sorry for the, what's it called? Sabbatical?
Sure.
I don't know what that word means, but sorry for the sabbatical. Your boy had to go on vacation. I've been busy. I needed the week to decompress on a cruise ship where no one could find me. Did you miss me?
No,
You did not miss me.
not one bit.
Huh. Well, that's fucking unlucky. Unreal, you hate to see it. I mean, you know, I missed Corey.
Okay.
I missed him.
I don't like being touched.
I really missed him.
I don't like being touched.
But I'm back. We're ready to dive deep into some sports that have happened while we were gone. As always, I'm your host, Joe. That's Corey, the guy who did not miss me while I was away.
What's up?
If you did miss me, leave a thumbs up on the video. This video is going to get no thumbs up because it turns out nobody missed me.
Wow.
It just got real sad in here.
We should get through the intro.
Anyways, make sure you guys are checking out Crossover Report at crossoverreport.com and at Crossover Report on all social medias. Those guys are always killing it.
By the way, this is Mom's Basement.
I already said that
Oh.
way in the beginning.
I didn't hear it.
Corey missed it. Mom's Basement. Yeah, they know where they're at.
Dope.
Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button on iTunes or YouTube before you leave the video today. We would greatly appreciate that. On the card, we got some NFL draft still ongoing. Rounds 1, 2, and 3 have been completed. 4, 5, 6, 7 still to come. We're going to go in on the Chicago Bears, what they've done so far. Corey is really liking the picks they've made. Our biggest surprises, some question marks. Then we're going to jump into baseball. We're at the end of April here. White Sox are stumbling. The Cubs are starting to find their groove. What's going on in baseball? And then a little bit of NBA playoffs because LeBron is still the greatest of all time.
He's not.
He is. We'll get into that. First, we got to go to the NFL draft. It's the hottest topic in sports right now. And we're starting at the very top yesterday at 7 o'clock. The best quarterback in this draft was taken.
Absolutely.
Number 1 overall. Baker Mayfield to the Browns. Top 3 picks really were not a surprise. It kind of came out Thursday morning that the Browns were really leaning towards Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
And really it was going to be either Mayfield or Darnold, but basically it became clear as the day moved forward it was going to be Mayfield 1. So he goes to the Browns. Barkley goes to the Giants. He's going to have, I'm calling it right now, at least 1,700 yards from scrimmage next year. Dude is an absolute animal. Would not surprise me if he had 2,000 yards from scrimmage.
He's going to be a real good fantasy back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Probably, I would say probably a first round pick, top 10 fantasy running back.
Probably not first round, second round, probably. Running back, I mean, you have to think. Le'Veon Bell, does David Johnson go before Barkley? Todd Gurley is going to go in the first round next year. Alvin Kamara is going to go in the first round, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, there's a lot.
He still probably is a top 10 fantasy back.
I would say, I was actually listening to a fantasy guy who was giving his prediction, and he said he had him listed as his, I believe, 9th best running back, which probably puts him as an early second round pick.
Yeah.
Because running backs in fantasy are just insane. They go off the board at the drop of a hat. So they try to snap twice. But yeah, he's going to be he could be the rookie that has the most fantasy value right off the bat.
No
just
question
because
about
he's going to be so damn good. And then the third pick. Who am I missing here? Third pick. Oh, Darnold. Sam Darnold from USC. The pretty boy from Cali going to the East Coast. New York Jets. Both New York teams picking in the top 3. When was the last time that happened?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, me either. It has to have been a while. Then the Browns, the first surprise of the draft came at 4.
Yeah, Denzel Ward, the corner from...
Did they take him just because he went to Ohio State?
I
That's the
don't
first thing that
know.
ran through my mind.
I don't fucking know. It was such a reach pick. I mean, you could have taken Bradley Chubb there and put him right next to Myles Garrett and had this great pass rush, but the Browns are going to Brown.
As soon as the Browns were on the clock and Chubb was there, I was like, he's done. Chubb's gone. I mean, they're going to take him here. Like you said, pair him with Garrett, have a nice pass rush because your offense is going to be better. Give yourself that dynamic duo, and then they just throw a huge fucking curveball say, nah, brother. Psych.
I don't know what they do. Baker Mayfield was the pick, though.
Yeah, he was the pick. He was
Yeah.
number 1. And then the Broncos say, Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, might as well be DeMarcus Ware again. So
Yeah, I mean, you could say he was one of the best players in the, probably a top 3 talent in the class, and they got him at 5. It's good value.
Yeah, John Elway had a deal in place with Buffalo to trade back. But when Chubb became available, you're not trading back, you're taking him. And that's what I want to, and then we'll talk about the Bears here because Quentin Nelson went 6th. The Bears probably first choice to the Colts. But really, and Josh Allen went 7th somehow. But the Bears, they take Roquan Smith. First impression on Roquan Smith.
I mean, he was the safe pick. You know, he's going to be a starter at the inside linebacker position next to Danny Trevathan week 1. And he's going to be a starting inside linebacker for the Bears for, you know, the next 10 years if they want him to be. I mean, he's got the talent. He's a real complete package at the inside linebacker spot. Can cover tight ends if need be. Just another toy for Vic Fangio to play with in the defense.
Yeah, I think he was the best fit at 8 for the Bears.
Yeah, because if you take somebody like, let's say like a Tremaine Edmonds or something like that, you're banking on potential. And I think Ryan Pace is actually shifting now that he has a really good roster in place and he has his head coach in place. He's going to shift to more football players than guys like Kevin White or Leonard Floyd who were more projection. You know, I think that he filled a big hole that they had at inside linebacker, and it's just a good pick.
It's a really good fit with Trevathan, and Fangio's going to have a field day with these two playing inside. They're playing the linebacker position. So that's a really, really good pick for the Bears. Should not turn out like the Kevin White pick, and I think that's plays a role in why Ryan Pace is going with a safer pick this year. You cannot afford to keep busting first-round picks.
Correct.
And we'll see if Kevin White can stay on the field for more than like 3 games this year.
He's not even going to get any playing time.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they have to use him somehow. They have to.
I mean, he's the 4th wide receiver right now.
I mean, I don't think he should be on the team, but here we are.
Yeah.
And now let's discuss the Raiders really quick because you've been very vocal, at least in our group chat, about the Raiders. And why don't you go ahead and tell me why you hate the Raiders?
We talk about the bad with this draft so far, and we can talk about the Raiders first. We can talk about the Bills after, but. The Raiders took 2 tackles in the first couple rounds. They took Colton Miller out of UCLA and Brandon Parker out of North Carolina A&T. Never heard of that school before in my fucking life.
Didn't Tariq Cohen go there?
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that's where Tariq Cohen went.
Okay, well, fuck it if he did, then I don't fucking know. Google that while I'm talking.
Yeah.
And, so Colton Miller, Brandon Parker, both. Brandon Parker wasn't even a top 100 prospect. Oh, look at that.
Just so you know, Tariq Cohen did go there.
Well, I don't fucking know. I didn't even know who Tariq Cohen was last year, I'll be perfectly honest with you, until he started until he actually got drafted. But no, Colton Miller out of UCLA was definitely not worth the Raiders. They backed up to 15, I believe. Not worth that high of a pick. And then Brandon Parker is more of a projection guy, as well as Colton Miller. Actually, they're both real projection offensive linemen, but they weren't worth the spot that they were taken in. And then, of course, the Raiders, have to outdo themselves again. They trade a 3rd-round pick, 75th overall, for 1 year of Martavius Bryant, which, why?
He's a nut job.
Why do you do that? He might not even be on the field at some point during the year.
Would not surprise me if he was not on the field.
Suspension, injury, I don't care. He's not a good football player in any sort of sense. And if he's not available to you, you just wasted a 3rd-round pick. Draft picks are valuable in the NFL, and John Gruden just likes to fuck up the Raiders, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm going to give Gruden I'm just going to give the benefit of the doubt. I don't like what the Raiders have done, but I'm just going to wait and see how it turns out for Gruden. Because it's probably 80-20 on horrible, and it works out, in my opinion. Like 80% chance.
Well, what has he done good since he's gotten there? He cuts Michael Crabtree to sign Jordy Nelson, and then he cuts Marquette King, who is just a punter, but he's the best punter in football.
Just like his attitude.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't. But I don't see what he's trying to accomplish. I don't see what their vision is going forward. But God help him. I mean, he's John Gruden. He's the big name. And
I was going to say, when you have the big name, you can do basically whatever you want.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's coach, GM, everything. So. When it all falls on him, he can only blame himself.
For me, I was sitting there yesterday, and what really stumped me and just made no sense was the whole Buffalo trading up.
Yeah, why?
The Bills, first of all, they were at 12.
Mm-hmm.
They traded up to 7 with Tampa Bay. So you trade with Tampa Bay. Let me newsflash, Buffalo. Tampa Bay wasn't taking a quarterback. Bears were picking next. They weren't taking a quarterback. The Niners were picking next. They weren't taking a quarterback. It literally, you could have moved up to 10. You could have moved up 2 spots. You'd have been fine. You could have gotten your guy. They were trying to move up to 5, like I said, which would have been even worse. You had to give up more to get up to 5. And you're going to draft Josh Allen. I mean, I know Barstool has been really pushing this whole draft Josh Allen. And now it's we drafted Josh Allen.com.
Yeah.
But fuck, is he a project if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, and the thing is, he doesn't have Tyrod Taylor there in Buffalo to sit behind. You know,
Nathan Peterman or A.J. McCarron.
Whoever the fuck is there right now, I don't fucking know. It's Buffalo. Who gives a shit? But Josh Allen, sure, he's got this ridiculously high ceiling, but you know, you gotta be able to develop him, and I don't trust Buffalo to develop him. I don't trust many teams to develop him. I think Josh Allen would have been better suited going to a team like the New England Patriots, who have a guy he can sit behind, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live, to learn from. But Josh Allen is going to get... The way it's going to work this year, I could just see it, is he's going to get thrown into the fire like Mitchell Trubisky was after maybe 3 or 4 weeks. The difference is Mitchell Trubisky was a much more prepared quarterback. Josh Allen doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
And Buffalo, the head coach, Sean McDermott, he's a defensive-minded head coach. So
yeah.
You're not going to an offensive wizard. You're not having that benefit either.
What weapons does Buffalo have on offense?
Crickets.
Exactly. I mean...
Except for LaShawn McCoy. That's all they get.
Yeah, and that helps a young quarterback, but if you're looking for your franchise guy, why wouldn't you take a Josh Rosen? Why wouldn't you take, there are 5 other quarterbacks in this draft that are better than Josh Allen. It's pathetic.
Remember that. Well, you know what? Speaking of Rosen, you see his comments after he was picked 10th?
Oh, yeah, that 9 teams are going to regret passing on him.
First, I like the comment, but it's stupid because, one, the teams weren't going to take quarterbacks. Like, you could say there were 3 mistakes made before me because there were 3 quarterbacks taken before you or whatever. 9 teams. Come on, Josh. You're getting a little...
I like his attitude.
I do too.
I do. I was really hoping the Bears were going to partner with the Patriots as like a trade-down partner so they could come up and take Josh Rosen because they had the ammunition to move up if they wanted to, but they decided not to. I mean, Josh Rosen could be the best quarterback from this class when we look back on it in 3 years.
Well, he sure thinks he will be.
Well, yeah, he's got, his dick drags on the ground, it's just one of those things, but no, I don't think the Bears regret having Mitchell Trubisky. So he was just trying to be confident and trying to show off his competitor attitude, which I appreciate. I think he's gonna be a damn good pro.
And the Bills kind of salvaged their first round. They took Tremaine Edmonds at 16, so I like that pick. I think he's gonna be a guy that has pretty much immediate impact on that team.
I mean, they got to get him. He's 19 years old, first of all.
Right. Yeah.
He's the first team to be drafted since 2007. That was a Moby Okoye defensive tackle. But Tremaine Edmonds is, he's that project. He can do a little bit of everything, but he needs to be able to do it on a consistent basis. He needs to be able to read and react better, the mental stuff on defense. But if he can do that, he's going to be just a stud, and he can be developed as a pass rusher too.
The last surprise for me in round 1 was the Patriots not taking Lamar Jackson. And then the Ravens trade back into round 1 to grab him, so you think they have the replacement for Flacco. That's a good situation for him to go to, be able to sit behind a guy who's won a Super Bowl. Granted, Joe Flacco, in my opinion, he sucks.
Yeah, Joe Flacco's trash.
He's terrible.
But, you would think that the Patriots would be up on getting their Tom Brady replacement. I mean, shit. They drafted Jimmy Garoppolo. They drafted Ryan Mallett back in the day when Ryan Mallett was a
shout out Arkansas.
Yeah, I know, a big time prospect. But Lamar, they're not drafting Lamar Jackson. It was interesting, or not drafting a quarterback at all.
It must mean they think that he is going to play at least 3 more years. That's the only reason you're passing on a talent like
at least 2. I think that if he was to play this year, then they draft another quarterback if they draft a quarterback next year and Brady comes back and, he can ride off into the sunset, then you can hand the team over to somebody, But this was a really good top 4 quarterback prospects, I feel. And the fact that they chose to pass on grabbing one of them where the value would have been just immense was kind of telling to me.
All right, one more thing on round one. Which of these quarterbacks do you think is going to have the most immediate success in the NFL?
Oh, Baker Mayfield, no question about it.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker
100%.
Mayfield, first of all, is probably going to be playing almost immediately, I would say. I know they have Tyrod Taylor there, but Mayfield just has the weapons to where he could be successful right away if they threw him into the fire. I think that he was my quarterback one, so I think that he is the best quarterback in this class. He has great passing efficiency at every level. I think he's gonna, and he's got that competitor drive that Josh Rosen has displayed. You know, I think that he's gonna really push Tyrod Taylor for playing time. And I think he's gonna get it.
If Bruce Arians was still in Arizona, I would say Josh Rosen.
But he's not.
He's not. So I'm going to say Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things. Hugh Jackson, offensive, very good offensive schemer. Now that Cleveland has weapons, they have Gordon, Landry. They've got Carlos Hyde at the running back position, along with Nick Chubb, who they drafted today as well. They've got good weapons. As long as the offensive line can, replace Joe Thomas somehow and still be a very good offensive line, Baker Mayfield's going to be a damn good quarterback.
Oh, I feel so. I feel the same way.
Even his head coach at Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley, offered and said, "Hey, you need me to come up and teach you guys the Oklahoma scheme? Because I'll do it for free."
Yeah, I think it's the last 2 years Baker Mayfield has the highest quarterback rating, quarterback efficiency rating in college football history. He broke his own record this year compared to last year. He's ready.
He's scary accurate. He can move out of the pocket. He's not looking to run first. He's still looking to throw downfield. He's always looking downfield. His footwork is solid. He is all around a damn... If he was 6'4", he would have been the undisputed first pick.
No question about it.
Undisputed.
But because he's 6 foot and
He's
a
like
half
6
or
foot
something
and a half,
like that.
yeah.
It is what it is. But I mean, I'm ready. The Browns are going to be really interesting this year. I'm excited to see them.
They should finally win a game. I mean, they should finally win something.
Yeah.
They're still in that division with the Steelers, but I mean, they should be a lot more exciting this year. The offense, especially the defense. You still have Myles Garrett. You'll see what your number 4 pick,
Denzel
Ward, yeah. See what he can give you on defense. But the Browns should be a little bit exciting. Round 2 and 3 today. You love what the Bears did.
Oh yeah.
Tell me why.
Well, there's a lot of good value going into day 2, going into the second round. The Bears' biggest needs, they still needed a left guard. They still need some wide receiver help. So the first thing they do is they draft James Daniels at 39 overall. He is a center out of Iowa. This allows for Cody Whitehair to get pushed back over to left guard. Ryan Pace right now is saying that Cody Whitehair is going to start at center and Daniels is going to be the left guard. I think that's bullshit. I think they're going to flip at some point. Daniels is a more natural center. Cody Whitehair is the natural left guard. It improves the line all throughout. It improves you at a couple positions on the offensive line. It makes Jordan Howard better. It gives Mitchell Trubisky protection. It gives Tariq Cohen lanes to run through if he is running up the middle. It was just a good pick. He was the second best center in the draft. He was considered a first round pick by some people, like a mid first round pick, and it was just a good pick. And I'm sorry, were you gonna comment?
No, I was saying I don't know too much about the guy. I was more obsessed with the Hernandez kid from UTEP.
Yeah.
I was literally.
He was picked, I think, with the second pick in the
by
second
the Giants.
round.
Yeah.
Was
I was literally watching him this morning, and I was just frightened. I was literally scared.
It was a good offensive lineman, like the interior guys, not tackle wise, but like guard center. It was a pretty top-heavy, good group.
It's never a good tackle group.
Well,
I would hate to draft a tackle. I'm sorry. I just don't know if I could ever do it. They just never work.
Yeah, and then the second guy they took. So the Bears didn't have a third-round pick, so they traded one of their 2 fourths from this year and then next year's second-round pick to trade back up with the New England Patriots at 51. And they grabbed Anthony Miller, a wide receiver from Memphis, who some consider to be the best wide receiver in the draft. He's a short guy for wide receiver. He's 5'10", 5'11". Did have 12 drops last year, but he can run all the routes. He can make difficult catches. He's fast. He sort of fits that small, fast, good route running receiver profile that Matt Nagy enjoys to have. And he's probably right now the Bears' second best wide receiver, and he might be the wide receiver number 2 coming into the season. We'll see how it works, but it was just a fantastic pick. And everywhere that I'm looking on Twitter, people are just giving the Bears credit for drafting 3 day 1 starters.
Yeah, I've seen all that. The Bears did a great job. I watched a few clips of the wide receiver, and he's he's a good route runner. From everything that I saw, I was just like watching clips on Twitter, and he seems like a very good route runner. I saw him run the quickest drag route I think I've ever seen in my life, and then he did a stop and go, and then a little post, and he looks ready to play in the NFL. Even from a school like Memphis, I think he is ready to go.
Yeah, he might. I saw some people saying he might need the Nelson Algahor treatment, where you need, to give him some work on the jugs machines, improve the hands, because he's kind of a body catcher right now.
Jugs.
Yeah, shut up. But he could be a dynamic player year one if he can develop the hands.
Now we move into the best sport on the planet Earth, America's pastime, baseball, and baseball in Chicago, where it's at its best. All right, you got the Cubbies, you got the White Sox. Off to very different starts this season, Corey. The White Sox in April. Give me one word to describe it.
Can I just say bad?
You can say bad. That is one word that would describe it.
I mean, it is what it is. They're going to have it's the second year of a rebuild. I don't know what the fuck people were expecting. I thought the peak for this team was a 500 club, and I guess I can still see it. But I mean, right now, the White Sox are a team that doesn't have players like Jose Quintana, Todd Frazier, David Robertson, who they started last year with, who helped inflate their win total a little bit going into the summer. And then after they lost those guys, they were just kind of bad. Now they still don't have those guys, and they're pretty much a dog shit baseball team right now. They're in 4th place in the American League Central. They're still only 2 games out of 2nd place in the American League Central.
It's the worst division in baseball. I mean, it's fucking clear-cut worst division.
The Indians just get handed division titles, but it won't last for long. The only thing I want to say, though, Yohan fucking Moncada is a fucking superstar. All right? I'm just super into it right now, okay? Because he was not struggling. He was just, the strikeouts were piling up to start the year, and he still doesn't have a low strikeout rate by any means, but Yohan Moncada is a fucking superstar. Right now on Fangraphs, he is the 9th player ranked in WAR, so he is a top 10 player in all of baseball, and that combines defensive metrics, which he's fucking amazing at. He's a great base runner. He has a 922 OPS, so he is getting on base. He's hitting fucking doubles. He's hitting fucking dingers. He's hitting triples. He's got a weighted runs created plus of 151, which is just a superstar level, offensive performance as well. Anybody who called him a bust, you can fuck right off, because he still hasn't played a half a season of baseball yet.
I think the bigger news here with the White Sox is that Tim Anderson finally unblocked you on Twitter.
Have we done a podcast since
No, we haven't. We have not.
Oh, I'm so happy then.
So Corey, if you follow,
Timmy's playing great too.
If you followed the saga, Tim Anderson had Corey blocked on Twitter for
a year.
What felt like forever. Right?
Yeah, because I tried so hard to get him to unblock.
Corey tweeted about him once without tagging him in the tweet. Tim Anderson, clearly caring about what everybody else thinks about him, searching his name on Twitter, finding at Corey El Diablo, immediately blocking him. We've been on the pursuit to get him to unblock Corey.
But we're good now.
And it's finally happened.
Believe it or not, Timmy and I are like best friends.
I don't believe it.
Timmy and I, we DM and
the fact that you said believe it or not makes me believe it less.
Well, Timmy and I DM.
What are you, Ripley's?
Stop.
I thought that was funny.
Stop.
I thought it was funny.
But no, fucking Atlanta Braves fans came at White Sox fans for saying fucking Ozzie Albies is better than Yohan Moncada. You're fucking stupid. You're a fucking moron, okay? Yohan Moncada is the best fucking second baseman in all of baseball right now. I don't give a shit. He's an all-star caliber player. He's a fucking superstar. And pray for this fucking league, because Eloy's coming, Michael Kopech's coming. All of these fucking guys are coming. We got 3 outfielders at high A ball, all with 900 plus OPS. We're fucking coming. Pray for this fucking league. You're all fucked.
Are you gonna change your Twitter to @Dom_Corey?
We already had Shy Sox fan, Mike. We don't need another.
You sound like Dom.
We don't need another blowhard in the White Sox.
Pray for this league. Yeah, I mean, that's just Dom stuff.
I got that from White Sox Day.
White Sox Day.
White Sox Day. Yeah.
All right. Moving to the good team in the city, the best team in the city, the only team that matters in this city.
Incorrect.
The Chicago Cubs, 13-10, sitting here April 28th. Listen, it could be better. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Good.
It could be better. All right.
Because that roster is too talented to not be in first place in the NL Central.
I agree. They are talented, but They're 13-10, essentially with absolutely fucking nothing from their two best players. Brian hasn't played in a week since he got beamed in the skull. Before that, he was hitting above 300. He was having a pretty good start to the year. He had like 11 RBIs, a couple home runs. Anthony Rizzo has been abysmal. I mean,
Is he still hurt?
He's playing. He's back.
Okay, I know he had back problems.
He had back spasms. He's been back for over.
That shit could fuck with you for a year.
Believe me, I'm fucking nervous. But he's hitting under 200. All right, and he just doesn't look comfortable at the plate. I've seen him get 3 hits in the last 2 days, and all were fucking duck snorts. And I mean, just
pull the hands in and just fucking flaring
like
out.
Just inside outing the ball. Yeah,
Yep.
Every time I'm like, oh boy, this looks slow, boys. But they're getting nothing from their two best hitters.
See, I like Anthony Rizzo and all because he's a cool dude, but that makes me laugh.
Yeah, the swing today made me laugh. Like it was an RBI single, like the first inning of today's game before I went to work. But I was like, oh, that was such a bad swing. Like he just, and then the shift's not on. It's not a hit, but like,
yeah.
Oh my god. Anyways, Spanish Cubs are right. All right, let's get something straight right fucking now. Javier Baez, 10-game hitting streak. Leads the National League in RBIs. Hitting over 300. He's got 7 bombs.
You're using 2 outdated statistics. Please continue.
Absolutely right I am, Corey. Javier Baez is playing electric baseball right now. He's the best hitter on the team right now. Never thought I would say that.
Of course not. Because the strikeouts are just so fucking funny and they come in bunches when it happens.
And Joe Madden is finally playing Albert Almora every single day. Also on a 10-game hit streak. Almora and Baez are setting the tone at the top of the lineup. Pray for the National League when Rizzo and Bryant start to come out and hit, because that's going to be a scary top 4. Also, Kyle Schwarber, he's crushing the ball right now.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely crushing the ball. You've got to like what you see from Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle Schwarber is fucking just... I saw 2 bombs in Cleveland, right?
Yo, that was dirty. He crushed that first one. It was like 117 miles an hour exit velocity.
Yeah, I think that...
You could kill somebody with that ball.
I wonder if that's the highest in baseball this year.
I think it was second.
Because I know Judge obviously gets his fair share of them. But
tell me about it.
I mean, what we have, but... No, yeah, I mean, I'm finally glad. Just Almora playing means Joe Madden is finally taking his head out of the
Holy
net.
crap. And my one... I have something that I nitpick a little bit here. I was talking to Corey about this earlier, but Javier Baez needs to play shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%. I don't care if Russell moves to second or if Russell leaves the lineup, because frankly he sucks. Like, he's not good.
Okay, would you rather have Russell at second or Ian Happ?
That's what I'm going to say. You could play Ian Happ at second base.
Ian Happ has a 50% strikeout rate.
Yeah, it's been bad. It's been real slow. I would even be fine with Tommy LaStella playing second base.
Yikes.
The guy gets hits. Like, that's all I can say. And they don't need huge production in this lineup once the big bats start to produce.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly, they don't. Javier Baez is a shortstop. He flat out is. He's got a laser beam for an arm. He makes all the flashy plays. We know that. Electricity much.
I hate you.
I'm just looking at his face. He's a damn good defender. It's just really the arm for me, because I see Addison Russell fielding ground balls and having to take 2 steps and just using everything he can to get the ball at first base. And it's literally, it makes me cringe. It really makes me cringe. Javier Baez could go to his backhand in the hole and absolutely laser anybody other than probably fucking Trey Turner. And he could get anybody out with that laser beam he has on his right arm. So Javi should be playing shortstop. I don't care what you do with Russell.
Yeah, Addison Russell, I just was curious. I looked it up myself on Fangraphs here. Addison Russell's having a dog shit year.
Awful. Terrible.
I mean, he's hitting 215, which that is what it is. Getting on base at a clip of 303 and slugging 278.
It's fucking terrible.
Weighted runs created of 63. So he is not a good baseball player right now.
I'm telling you. Can I get Tommy LaStella's numbers? Just out of curiosity.
I'll pull them up for you real quick.
As I'm saying, I would rather have Tommy LaStella play second base. I want this to be validated.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, first of all, I don't think he's played enough to even qualify. So let's see. You tried, but where the fuck? Here we go. So he only has... Tommy LaStella has 39 plate appearances this year.
Sick.
But he's hitting 250 with a 308 on base and a 306 slugging. So I guess technically he's been better than Addison Russell, but it's just in a smaller sample size.
sample size? Yeah. Listen, Somebody needs to play other than Addison Russell because he has actually been terrible. Javy Baez needs to be the shortstop for this team.
Well, for some fucking reason, John Heyman wrote an article today saying that Manny Machado would be a great trade destination for the Cubs. I mean, sure, you want to give up pieces for half a season of Manny Machado, please go for
what
it.
do they have to give?
Schwarber.
No, they're not trading Schwarber right now.
I mean, we all agree Schwarber's going to end up as a DH someday, whether it's the National League getting a DH or the Cubs trading him.
This is skinny Schwarber now, dude. He can play the field. All right.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, Ian Happ would probably be your best option at second base, just because Ian Happ's on-base percentage is low, just like all of them, but he at least has a better slugging than the rest of them. He's slugging .426.
Or Zobrist when he comes off the DL.
Oh yeah, I forgot Zobrist
you
still
forget about
existed
Zobrist,
because
he's been hurt.
He's 40 years old.
Yeah. Well, it just has been bugging me every time I see Addison Russell playing shortstop. Anyways, the pitching was looking really, really weak in the beginning, and it's kind of started to pick up here as Lester threw 7 innings. Hendricks was really, really good yesterday in a 1-0 win. He threw 7 innings today. Darvish looked better. Stop worrying about you, Darvish. He's going to be fine. Plain and simple, he's going to be fine. Looked pretty good today. Absolutely. I'm not worried at all about it.
You're not worried about arm injuries or the fact that he averages the 3rd most pitches per start out of any pitcher in baseball? Snooze. With his arm injuries, the innings he has on that arm, and the fact that, yeah. Just wait till playoff time.
Prove myself right.
Just wait till playoff time when Tyler Chatwood's starting a game for you come playoff time.
Tyler Chatwood, hang on.
Tyler Chatwood is walking like 20 people.
No!
Tyler Chatwood is walking 20 people per 9 innings.
Like, it's insane.
I'll look up the exact number.
He had a start a couple weeks ago where he walked 7 and struck out 7.
Like but it was in like 4 innings.
Yeah, it was insane. Like, his stuff is good. Like, no question about it. But if he could figure out how to fucking locate the
7.89 walks per 9. So that's quite a bit.
That's a lot. It's a lot of walks.
And even Jose Quintana hasn't been too.
Quintana hasn't been very good. I mean,
yeah, he's got 5.03 walks per 9.
This has been the first week where the pitching has really started to come together, and the bullpen has been pretty good.
Jesus Christ, Q's ERA is 7.78.
He's been bad. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's been bad.
Thanks for Eloy.
Shut up, Corey. I don't need any of that right now.
And thanks for Cease as well.
The Cubs are 5-1 against the Brewers, if you're wondering. So they're crushing their division.
They're crushing the Brewers.
If you think the Brewers are competition for the Cubs, you need to stop because they're a second-class organization.
What about the Cardinals and Tommy Pham?
It will come down to the Cardinals and the Cubs.
I don't know.
Tommy Pham's hitting 370.
Where the fuck do the Cardinals find
this dude couldn't see 2 years ago, and now he's hitting 370. Like, what? He could not see.
There's something in the water in St. Louis, I'll tell you what, because I'm looking at his numbers right now. Fucking Fangraphs, can you fucking load properly things? 368 batting average. If you don't think batting average is a good stat, it's not. But 368 means he's a fucking goddamn good hitter.
He's rolling the ball.
Yeah, he is 1.4 WAR, which is tied with Yohan Moncada for like 6 through 9 in the league right now. I mean, I don't know where the Cardinals find these guys. I just want to know. I really do just want to know.
All right, enough baseball.
Oh, I'm sad. I like baseball.
We're going to have more baseball next week.
Sick.
So sick. Let's talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs. They are underway. We had the Jazz moving on tonight. They beat the Thunder. Paul George is out, by the way. There's just going to be instant reactions on these series. They're out. I mean, Paul George is leaving. Russell Westbrook is screwed. That's going to be a...
Well, the numbers from tonight, I have them on my phone right here. Paul George had 5 points on 2 of 16 shooting. Melo had 7 on 3 of 7 shooting. And Russ had 46 on 18 of 43 shooting.
So who the hell is Russ calling right now? Yo.
KD.
You guys
KD.
You guys got a spot open?
Because what is KD a free agent this year?
He's got like a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I want Russ to succeed so much just because Russell Westbrook is like one of my favorite players just because you look at him and you see what Derrick Rose could have been and it makes me sad. But yeah, the whole 3 alpha thing, as Fred Hoiberg would say when it was Rondo, Butler, and fucking D-Wade, that didn't work for OKC either.
Nope. The Raptors closed out the Wizards. I actually thought the Wizards were going to win this series. I was watching, it was like 2-2. I was like, yo, Raptors going to choke again. But they close out the series as the 1 seed in the East. They're going to move on. Really, the thing in the East is LeBron James going to a Game 7.
in the first round
against the Indiana Pacers. They got fucking smoked tonight, 121-87.
I don't care what anybody says. If LeBron loses in the first fucking round to the Indiana Pacers, it takes a shot against anybody calling him the GOAT. I don't fucking care.
He is the GOAT.
He is not.
He's literally, hang on, before every game, there's 10 players getting on his back, and they're walking to the court. There's nobody on this Cleveland team. Period.
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love sucks. Let's get real. Let's get real in 2018. Kevin Love can't play basketball.
Look, I saw someone tweeted out an article, and it was like a LeBron James quote in the article, and it says, we can't make... LeBron's talking about Kevin Love. He says, we can't make his shots for him.
Yeah, it's fucking true. If LeBron somehow loses Game 7, the Sixers are going to the finals. I mean...
I'd be so hyped for that, though. I don't fucking care. I want to see LeBron versus the Sixers, but...
And, you know, I've been very, very vocal on the fact that LeBron will stay in Cleveland. If he loses in the first round, I got no idea.
No kidding, right? I mean...
I have no clue.
Is he a free agent after this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I talk with some people in the White Sox shit on Twitter. They tell me they wouldn't want to see LeBron come to Chicago. I mean... This
is what I would do. I would go and pitch Boogie and LeBron and say, what do we got to do to make this happen?
Yeah, man. LeBron James is the best player in basketball. Like right
then
now.
You open next season, Chris Dunn, Zach LaVine, LeBron James, Lauri Markkanen, and DeMarcus Cousins.
Who's fucking with that?
Nobody.
Sure, they won't have a fucking bench, but who gives a shit? It's LeBron.
Yeah, no one cares if you have a bench or not.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. If they, I don't think LeBron's losing Game 7 at home.
Even if he wins Game 7 at home, why the fuck would you want to stay in Cleveland? What is there for you in Cleveland? This team has already proven they're dog shit.
The cap situation is terrible.
This team is dog shit besides him. And the fact of the matter is, it's fucking Cleveland. It's a terrible place to live.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cleveland.
And then in the West, sadly, the Rockets beat the Timberwolves in 5 games. I wanted them to be a 7-game series.
Poor Tibbs.
But the Rockets are winning the West. So.
Tibbs drove his team into the ground again.
Speaking of the West here, as I'm looking at Golden State San Antonio, which obviously is over, but Kawhi Leonard's going to be available. I mean, you have to think, right?
Yeah, in the trade. Yeah.
If you're the Bulls, are we calling about Kawhi? Because he just called out Greg Popovich too about practice. And if there's one thing Greg Popovich isn't going to deal with, he wants Popovich to ease up in practice.
That's almost like it's something that turns me off of wanting Kawhi Leonard, just because you don't fucking call out Pop.
Listen,
you don't fucking do it, okay? Pop's the fucking GOAT coach, okay?
Yeah, especially his wife just died.
Yeah, his wife died.
Call him out.
I mean,
that's probably already pissed.
That's very sad, but at the same time, it's fucking Greg Popovich. There isn't a better coach in the league than Greg Popovich. Not. If anybody has a track record that shows this way I do it works, it's fucking Greg Popovich.
Yeah.
You know, Jesus Christ. What if they trade Kawhi Leonard and then LeBron goes to San Antonio?
LeBron's not going to the West. Let's put that on anybody's head.
But you have the best coach and the best player.
You're not going to where the best competition is if you're LeBron.
The Eastern Conference would be like a cakewalk for him almost any year.
Yes, absolutely.
But
how about New Orleans coming out and just smacking the Trailblazers in 4 games? Nikola Mirotic was playing well.
Without the beard.
Without the beard, he was hitting every shot I saw. I was like, what's going on? What is happening? Nikola Mirotic is playing basketball. And then Anthony Davis went full dad mode. Drew Holiday was putting up 40-point games. I believe they match up with Golden State now in the second round. That's going to be...
I'm looking at Anthony Davis' last game. 47 points and 11 boards.
I believe he had 47 and Drew Holiday had 41.
What the fuck has gotten into Drew Holiday?
Drew Holiday has always been a pretty good player, but defensively in this series, Damian Lillard was a ghost. He didn't do shit. Drew Holiday locked him down. And then Rajon Rondo came out of his shell and just played well in the playoffs. It was crazy. In
this series, he's had Drew Holiday 41 in game 4, game 5, the last game of the series,
yeah.
And then he had 33 in 2 games before that. What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck has gotten into Drew Holiday.
And none of these, except for game 1, none of these games were close. They won by 9, and then they won by 17, and then they won 131, 123.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Jesus, 131 points. I want them to beat Golden State. I really do.
You want anybody to beat Golden State just so LeBron doesn't have to run into that buzzsaw.
Facts. Well, I think Houston's winning the West regardless, so I just think they're the most complete team, and James Harden's finally going to do it. And Clint Capella is a damn good center, damn good big, who can protect the paint from Golden State. But anyways, and then we said Utah just eliminated OKC.
Who cares?
Yeah, the biggest story is going to be Game 7, Cavs, Pacers, because if LeBron loses, the whole fucking place is going to be stumped.
LeBron's leaving. I don't care what anybody says. He's leaving regardless.
I don't
But
know.
if he leaves, if they lose Game 7, he is just packing his bags and leaving the stadium immediately, never coming back.
All right, that's all we got for you guys today on this episode of Mom's Basement here on YouTube and iTunes. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the video, leave a 5-star review on iTunes. We would greatly appreciate that. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Joe_Frank01. Corey's at Corey El Diablo. The show's on Twitter at Mom's Basement 18. Do not follow the FaZe Banks Keemstar one because that would piss me off. They are mega famous and they're already using my fucking name, which I really hate. And their first episode has Ninja on it, which is going to royally fuck us up because he's the most popular dude in the world right now. Really salty about that.
And maybe people will visit our page thinking it's that.
We have been gaining subscribers weirdly because we haven't even uploaded a video. We've gained probably 10, 15 subs in the last 2 days.
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Maybe it's our haters making more accounts just to
Facts.
Yeah.
Anyways, for Corey, I'm Joe. See you guys next week.